Hello everyone! Today I'm going to take a look at the Lenin, an upcoming premium tier 8 Russian battleship. I'm on the map Neighbors, it's a 3-point domination game, it's a tier 8 battle, there is 1 carrier per team. So, looking pretty alright here. Now what can I tell you about the Lenin? Well, as I said, it's going to be a premium ship, it's currently in testing. All stats are subject to change, so keep that in mind. Now the gun layout is that of a Nelson or an Izumo. That's something you either like or you don't, I suppose. It's not my favorite gun layout, but it's workable. Now you are tier 8 battleship, so you obviously have better armor than a Nelson, which means your bow isn't so easily overmatched, which makes the whole point your nose towards things a lot more comfortable, I guess. You have the usual Russian battleship traits, with the damage con that has a limited amount of charges but a very good cooldown. You have 1 less heal, and you got the Russian radar, which, well, the Russian battleship radar that can only see battleships and carriers. Now I'm using it right now in order to take a look at that Vanguard. Its use is very limited and I should have probably given more lead there. The radar is mostly useful during a cyclone and otherwise it's most of the time it will do nothing. But I mean, you know, it's there. What else is there to say? Well, as is common with Russian battleships, those guns are pretty inaccurate at longer ranges. You really wanna get close to the target if possible in order to land those shots. And some nice hits on the Mogami here, unfortunately. He survived that. Now overall the enemy has a lot of ships at A, we have a lot of ships here at C, so what we want is we want to sink all of those enemies before the enemy reinforcements can arrive. I could have been more aggressive here. I'm a bit concerned about the destroyer that might want to torpedo me here. But we will see. Now this Vanguard should go down soon. And yeah, here are the torps. So it looks like I'm dodging them. After those torps are gone, there is probably an opportunity to push here. Because now that those torpedoes are reloading. And we really want to get in there, dislodge this Mogami. And hopefully sink the BG and the tear pits. Now we still have some ships down here, but they're probably going down soon. And we see my team is already moving in here. So broadside Fiji, 13.5 kilometers. At those ranges, those guns might actually work. And indeed, luck was smiling upon us. Also, obviously, I'm in the Lenin, so I'm mounting a cat flag. It's... well, I mean, it's not quite Lenin cat, but you know. That note aside. So maybe I should talk a little bit more about this ship, but then again, not sure if there is much else to talk about. I do love the Russian battleships in general from the testing so far, and this ship is no exception. The regular tech tree version at tier 8 has a more regular gun layout, and it's also a pretty decent ship. I had a pretty good replay at the tier 8 regular ship, but unfortunately it fell victim to Wargaming's 30 replay limit. Now I'm aware you can, like, basically you have only 30 replays in your replay folder, and if you get more then they are automatically deleted. You can change that so that the client doesn't automatically delete replays, and every time you patch, the change is reversed. And if you then start your client, your replays are gone. So you probably should manually save them. But anyway, that's just a small rant, and my poor little Vladivostok was the regular tier 8 called replay is gone. So anyway, I'm currently here trying to help hunt down the Dakizuki. Now I should probably concern myself more with the guys pushing from A, but I feel like we have a chance to hunt this guy down because I have my Benson here spotting. Now, if I would have been smart, I would have gone for high explosive earlier. But you see, I managed to hit 5 shells. At those ranges, the accuracy of those guns is deadly. At long ranges, those guns shoot all over the place, but at short ranges, they really wreck things. So I want to use my third turret, which is why I'm giving me a slightly too much broadside for rushing a destroyer here. I should get a very accurate salvo off here. And gets 6 penetrating hits. That guy has to be on very low health. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. If I had switched to high explosive earlier while I was aware that I was hunting a destroyer, the destroyer would be down by now. So, big misplay on my part. Now, if that destroyer had run away and we wouldn't have found him immediately, I would have turned around and faced the ships at me. It was like, let's see if this guy is still around, if we can sink him. Like, you don't want to have a destroyer in your back that's torpedoing you, if you can avoid it. But you can't afford to just hunt him for all eternity. So, again, this is a little bit risky, but I not detected, so he doesn't know exactly where I am for his torpedoing, and I have the cruiser moving in here with me. And he should be at hit points where I can one-shot him. Now I'm turning around and oh, he was at down to 240. But you can see once again the deadly accuracy at close ranges. So let's turn this ship around and actually go defend the Aetam. Now we still have a tier pits here. If this tier pits like slows down, you have to always be aware that you might be pushing into crossfires. The Russian battleships have a pretty high citadel, so they also have good armor. So if you angle your Russian battleship, you are in very good shape. But if you show full broadside, you should expect to get a crap citadel out of it. There are also some planes incoming, but it's only a tier 6 carrier. Also, there is like this island here in front of me. I can potentially just sail towards this island and then just go nose in towards those guys and be safe from the tier pits. We will find out. The enemy team still has a destroyer that was never detected even once so far, so we have no clue where he might be. And I'm using my anti-battleship radar, so I can spot this Nelson. Now, I don't think anyone has actually shots at this Nelson, but technically people could interrupt him now. And obviously I can just overmatch the bow of a tier 7 battleship. Like tier 7 battleships are at a very weird spot with their nose armor, because they can be overmatched by other tier 7 battleships, well, most of them. And hey, I'm in a tier 8, so like both of those tier 7 battleships, they can't go nose in against me. And with the accuracy of those guns, I can punish them pretty hard. Like, this is 8.5 kilometers range. If you get your Russian battleship close, expect great things to happen. So, of course, I don't really want to push in there and sail fully broadside in front of those guys, because then great things will happen for them and not for me. I'm hoping that I can keep my guns pointed at the Colorado and finish him off before it gets too close towards that island. Drops into cover and yeah, that guy's down. So that worked. Now there is a Leander there with torps, that's something to keep in mind. And then there is this Nelson. If I can get like carefully around here, maybe I... Oh, there is the Leander. So, you know what? This means torpedoes. So let's see, he is pretty close. And, well, I mean, I got 4 hits, I got only over pen, so I think I aimed maybe slightly too high. Now there is also still the tier pits, and the tier pits might be coming closer. So if I were to move in there, I'd probably show broadside to this guy. Also something to keep in mind. For now, my biggest concern is sinking the Leander before he torpedoes me. And that Leander is so close that him firing in smoke should just keep him detected. And once again you see, like, at those ranges those guns are a poor choice to use. So we've got the Leander dealt with. We got some planes incoming, not really too concerned about this. And okay, so we finally found the enemy destroyer. Now that's something that I'm concerned with. And he's sailing towards the island. Can I get shots into him before he actually disappears? Not really. Now I could try to switch to high explosive, but this guy's probably gone. Like, I don't know where he's sailing from here on. I'm trying to slow down and turn in, but it looks like I'm taking 2 hits here. So, I'm down to my last heal. The 1 less heal can certainly be a bit of an issue in longer games. And once again, look at that. I actually only hit 3 shells, but I had pretty tight dispersion there. Now, I'm not sure why this Hatsuhara is reversing around here. He's probably going to send more torps my way, so I'm trying to reverse out of the... Like, he doesn't have the best angle for his torps because of this island. And the Nelson is taking the chance. Like, the Nelson has been waiting for an opportunity, and he has one, but, you know, he can't overmatch my nose. But I certainly can overmatch his. So... yeah. Comrade Nelson. Better than Nelson, I guess. But I'm a tier 8, he's a tier 7. So, unfortunately, I'm still on pretty low health. I'm out of heals. And you know what I could do? I could just raid at the tier pits here. Oh, look, the Hatsuharu is coming around. So, this might end in tears. Question is, whose tears? So, once again, very tight dispersion. Destroyer taken care of. He got 1 torp salvo off, but I was already stopping and starting to go forward again. So, that's easily dodged. Well, that leaves the enemy team with like 2 ships remaining. They still have a cap advantage, but that doesn't... well, it shouldn't matter at this point. We can now just take B, push this tier pit, and who knows. If there is time, maybe hunt down the carrier or something. I mean... I have pretty decent concealment. So if I stop firing, I could just drop into concealment and then just take this point. Well, unless the carrier hunts me down. But, why would I do that? Like, we are winning this anyway, so I can just farm a little bit more damage and casually sail forward here. So yeah, what are my thoughts about the Lenin overall? So far it has been an enjoyable experience. Keep in mind, all of those stats are subject to change, so take everything you see with a grain of salt. But I think this ship is in a reasonable place. Or for my limited testing, it seemed like it is in a reasonable place. We'll see what wargaming statistics say. Hey, I might even be able to farm cap here. Well, some cap experience. Or maybe not the tier pits. Tier pits is shooting me with high explosive. An interesting choice. Now I'm so low on health and I'm out of heals, so I have to take a risk and damage con here. I can't afford to burn. And it looks like we aren't capping, but it's not like we need it at this point. So there are more planes incoming. I'm trying to stop here because I want to stay in the cap. Just for potentially additional experience if like that Fiji manages to grab it. I can still farm and assist in capture measure. Well, here come the planes though. You know, when you think about it, stopping when torpedo planes are coming towards you is a pretty stupid thing to do. So I probably get what I deserve here, which is 2 torpedoes in my face. And since my damage con wasn't cool there, I go down here. Not that it would have changed much, I suppose. If I hadn't damage con the fire, then the torps would have outright sunk. So anyway, that's the win. Let's go to the results. So I earned myself 2,748 base experience, and that was a great battle. And yeah, I think I'm enjoying this ship. I'm not the biggest fan of the turret layout of the Nelson, Izumo, and now Lenin, but it's certainly workable. And as I've said a lot of times, I love brawling battleships. A ship that encourages you to get close is something that I truly enjoy. Now, test ships cannot earn any achievements, otherwise this would have been a Kraken. I also scored 160,000 points of damage. I'm quite happy with that. So also keep in mind these were very favorable conditions. It was obviously a top tier battle, and that helps quite a bit. And at tier 8 you shouldn't always expect to see top tier battles. Actually, it's more of a rare occasion. But anyway, I'm enjoying Russian battleships so far. Let's see if there will be any changes, and I'll see you guys next time.